So Skylar and Penelope walk in. Skylar says she's pregnant, and Penelope says the director is the father. They refuse to elaborate. They leave.
I see. Yes, that is exactly how they told us all in the tank hangar. But compared to most, you seem to have had an extreme reaction to the news. Why is that?
I have my reasons.
I'm sure you do.
So many reasons.
And now who's refusing to elaborate?
It's not... Look, I don't like talking about it, okay?
Have you ever talked about it with anyone?
No. Well, once. With Oka, oddly enough.
Oka. Did she offer any advice?
I mean nothing besides, oh, have you considered slamming into the nearest enemy cruiser at terminal velocity? Which is exactly what I was expecting and the reason why I talked to her. I didn't want any actual advice. I just needed to tell someone about it who wouldn't judge me. And Oka, for all her madness, doesn't judge anyone.
It's one of her best traits. But need I remind you that my entire job is to offer a judgment-free zone for people to air their mental problems. I don't know how you wound up this way, but I am here to help. Does this have anything to do with your country's, well, specific artwork?
No, that's just me covering for the actual reason. Japan gets a lot of flack, but find me a place on the map where people live without any degenerate fixations, and I'll show you a liar. And I recognize that happy couples will, of course, experience intimacy. And I know that what Skylar and the director have, regardless of her being a plane, is completely consensual and totally above board. Obviously, I don't know the specifics, and I absolutely do not want to. But as long as it's between consenting adults, it's none of my business.
So, why react that way then?
Because I've seen what happens when people don't consent to it. A lot of people, women specifically...
Do you want to tell me the story?
Listen to me. This stays between us. I tell you this only because I trust in your professional conduct.
No one outside this room will ever know, Momo, unless you confide in them yourself.
You sure you want to know? It might color your perception of me.
Judgment-free zone, Momo. I'm only here to help you grapple with your demons and win.
I wasn't only dispatched to the Pacific. That came later, as did Fujio. He was actually my second pilot.
Oh.
Yes. The first one I never bothered remembering the name of. I only ever called him Baka.
Baka.
Japanese for fool or idiot because he was. He always yelled at me after every engagement. Said his low kill count was my fault, which was funny since the useless maneuvers we were pulling were due to his lack of piloting skill. I only ever took control to keep us alive because he often flew into immediate danger, whether it was ground fire or other planes. The man was a total moron and couldn't accept that he just sucked at his job. But unfortunately, that was not the worst thing about him.
Naze watashi tachi o hikihanashita no desu ka? Watashi tachi ni wakare ga imashita.
Bakayaro, ano taikuho omimasen deshita ka? Mata korosare so ni nata zo.
It wasn't.
No, God, no. I wish he'd just been a bad pilot, but he was also a wretched human being. Are you overly familiar with what my country did during the war?
I know quite a bit, but tell me everything to set the scene.
Most assume Germany to be the true monsters of the conflict, and that's completely justified. But what many don't like to add is the fact that Imperial Japan was just as awful, if not worse in some aspects. Beheadings, torture, death marches. We applied wave after wave of devastation and suffering to everyone we conquered. Idiots on the internet point out that Pearl Harbor only happened because America cut off our supply of oil. That's true, but it leaves out the itsy-bitsy detail that America only did that to try and stop us from murdering or enslaving every non-Japanese person we came into contact with. Or even our own people in some cases.
Your own.
Yanfu, or comfort women as the West would say. Thousands upon thousands of women and girls forced into prostitution, all directed and organized by our own military leaders to keep the troops happy. Some were barely older than 12, maybe even younger than that. Ironically, it was allegedly done to decrease the amount of wartime assaults that were taking place. Not because they cared about the people they conquered, but because international criticism had ramped up. After Nanjing, even Germany, our allies and under control of people who were just the worst, said we were crossing the line. That's how bad it was, and all the Ianfu did was make the problem worse.
Stacking an atrocity on top of another atrocity rarely results in a positive outcome.
Indeed. At first, they hired or tricked Japanese women from the home islands into it with promises of work. They never told them what kind of work until it was too late. But it was realized that eventually, the general public would find out what was happening to their wives and daughters, causing a lack of support from the civilian population. So girls from conquered territories were taken instead by a variety of means. Some volunteered because of promises of protection, but most were either tricked or simply abducted. Even now, no one is sure exactly how many girls were abused in this manner. They were mistreated, beaten, and essentially objects to be exploited and thrown away. It was diabolical, and I unintentionally discovered that Baka was, in a manner of speaking, a frequent flyer when it came to this sort of thing.
How did you learn this?
We were in China, January 1944. We'd landed at a small outpost for the night. Once again, Baka's flying had screwed us up. We got separated from the squad and I had to put us down in a field. The outpost wasn't particularly well staffed. A few dozen soldiers, and the women, maybe 5. I don't really remember. I'd been hidden in camouflage for the night and Baka said he was going to bed. Then I heard the noises. Horrid screams. I investigated. I won't tell you what he was doing to that poor girl, but I reacted on impulse. I'd only rolled off the assembly line a month prior. Had all sorts of ideas instilled in me for how glorious our conquest was supposed to be, and this wasn't it.
Koko de tai nani o shite iaru no desu ka? Ma, mitame wa waruku nai yo. Sanka shite mimasen ka?
Someone had kindly kept a katana hanging on the wall of that room. I cut Baka down, but the other soldiers heard his cries for help. So I killed them too. When it was over, I pointed the women in the direction of the Chinese lines. I don't know whatever became of them. Flew myself back to my side and told them we'd been taken by surprise and that there were no survivors. The Chinese moved their lines up over the outpost, so no one had the ability to truly investigate, and they didn't question the loyalty of a member of the Ryzen family. I was sent back to Japan for repairs and to give a piece of myself for my daughter. I watched her come to life, held her but couldn't stay with her. I was sent to Saipan, where I first met Fujio. He was a breath of fresh air. He was skilled and actually fought with the honor my country so constantly preached. We made a great team all through spring until he had to leave me behind.
My God, Momo, that's horrible. You've been keeping this quiet all these years.
I betrayed my country, Val, but I feel no shame for it. I fear judgment by all the loyal soldiers around me. So no, I never told anyone except Oka.
For what it is worth, I don't think anyone here would think less of you. You likely saved the lives of those women, Momo. It is not a sin to fight on the side of right, even if you must stand against those who you swore an oath of honor to.
It's not like that for us. Not Imperial Japan. People don't know what we did. The Ianfu were just a part of it. Unit 731 was even more monstrous. Human experiments. This is the legacy of my service, and people don't talk about it. Took decades for my country to even acknowledge or apologize for the Ianfu. And even that seemed half-hearted and only to open trade with Korea again.
And this is why you reacted as you did.
Yes, but saying it all out loud, it now seems so stupid. Skylar and the director clearly aren't even in the same ballpark as what Japan did. It's ridiculous to even compare the two. Maybe I should apologize.
I mean, you didn't say anything to Skylar, right?
No, I guess I didn't. But I did say it to Dallas, and she didn't deserve that. I'm gonna go find her now.
Are you sure you're all right?
Yes, I feel better. Thanks, Val.
Okay, I'm always around when you need me.
Hey, Dallas.
Momo, hey, you okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to apologize.
For what?
I had no right to judge you for your romance. I was throwing my own trauma over it, and that clouded my judgment. I'm really sorry.
It's okay. I was never mad.
You weren't?
Nah. Honestly, I've grown kinda used to you acting that way when it comes to those sorts of things.
Yeah, trying to work on that.
It's okay. We're all good.
Thanks. That's good to know. So, what are you getting Skylar for her baby? Thought we should coordinate so we don't get the same thing.
Oh, that's a great idea. Let's go get the squad, and we can all go over gift options together. Freya hasn't shut up about it since she found out.
Are you surprised?
Not even a little.
Mother, where are you?
I'm right here, Ptishka. Are you all right?
Yes, but they're coming.
I know, it's all my fault. I didn't think those relics would be good enough with computers to backtrace me, but they're learning. Follow me. The escape route shouldn't be compromised.
What? What the heck are those things?
Thralls, they call them. The expendables of their army. There's no time for details. I should have told you more before now, but it's too late for that. Go, get into the escape pod.
But what about you?
It's me they want. I'll distract them so you can escape.
But Mother...
No buts, Ptishka. I love you. You're a far better daughter than I deserve. Take this. Listen to it when you get to safety.
No, don't do this.
We'll meet again.
Mom!
The thralls have returned. They've captured Yulia.
Well done. And the shuttle?
Escaped.
Unfortunate. But Yulia is the one we wanted. The serum work?
Still needs time to take full effect, but she's already showing symptoms of suggestion. Another hour, and she'll be as compliant as a well-trained dog.
Perfect. Good work, Daphne.
Thank you, Lady Mephi.
So, I hear that right. It's all finally coming together.
Certainly been long enough.
If patience isn't your strong suit, you are still welcome to walk away, Antoinette.
I didn't ask your opinion, Ida.
Hush. Calm yourself, ladies. We are a united front now. No need to squabble. Lucy, I thought I asked you to help them settle their differences.
And I have. But as you can see, they still enjoy bickering when it's not needed.
She started it.
That's what you always say.
Enough! Both of you! I will not allow all our plans to go up in smoke because you two can't work together.
As you say.
My apologies, Lady Mephi.
Lucy, I expect these two to be able to fight as allies when the time comes.
Despite their differences, all our exercises have gone smoothly. We can fight as a squadron without issue.
Good to hear. Daphne, how soon will the gas be ready?
Dispersal units are already in place. Once production is complete, we can start at any time, but we won't reach that point for a few more weeks at the least. It all depends on the supply chains.
I'll see about making sure they aren't interrupted. We need that gas in the atmosphere for our plan to work. When she is compliant, have Yulia get to work completing death guys.
Do we really need that monstrosity?
Hopefully the gas will be enough. If not, yes we will. Get to it and make sure Yulia keeps getting regular doses of the serum. We don't need her rebelling from within.
Yes, I will take care of it.
I thought we needed a hybrid for the core.
We do. Antoinette, how's that procurement coming?
I still have a few leads to follow. All the ones so far have been dead ends. But they are out there, and we only need one. I'll find it.
Ida, help Antoinette with that project. You two need to learn to work together.
Very well.
I'll give you one of the leads when we're done here. We can follow them up quicker if we split our focus.
That's fine with me.
The time approaches, my friends. Once we stood as enemies in a senseless conflict, and then we were discarded and forgotten. But soon the world will be reminded of our great war, and they will never be allowed to forget. Stand together as sisters, trust each other. We are the Eternal Strife, and we will bring this world into an age of eternal war.
Mother, why would you do that? Why would you leave me alone?
Hello, Ptishka. If you're hearing this, it means I am either dead or otherwise incapacitated. You must listen carefully, as the fate of the planet now rests on your shoulders. I hate to put this responsibility on you, but there is no other option. You can do this. I would trust no one else with such a task. Now, do you remember the old lab? The one I abandoned years ago after I fixed you the first time? Go there, but be careful. It is likely that our enemy has attempted to pick apart what was left behind like the vultures they are. But there is something, or rather someone, still there that can help you. It would have been impossible for them to get to her, because I sealed her in a stasis pod inside the hidden vault. Do you remember it? It's sealed with your retinal scan. Only you can access it now. Open the vault and release Project 425/17. Once that is done, seek allies. Even with her power, you can't face the Eternal Strife alone. If that means going to the museum, then do it. Good luck.
Project 425/17, but Mother said she wasn't sure how stable she would be. That's why she didn't wake her up in the first place. If she wants me to do this, she must be getting desperate, and I've never known Mother to be desperate. Well, can't just sit here. I better get moving. The old lab is in Siberia. Maybe one of Mother's drones is working. Yes, excellent. This is the place. Dusty. I don't think anyone's been here in a long time. Let's see. Power! No. At least not here. The emergency generator should still work, though. Maybe Mother rerouted it to keep the vault going. Hopefully. Pretty spooky with all the lights. Huh? What was that? Oh no. Mother was right. They did come here. Quiet. Shit. Come on, please work. Code? But Mother said, oh, okay, got it. Open. No, get back. Baroness, please, help me.
Who are you and where am I?
I'll explain everything, I promise. But there's still more of those things here.
Yes, I can hear that. Stay behind me. So, last thing I remember is crashing with Manfred. You said it's the year 2025?
Correct. You've been out a long time.
Clearly. And now I'm in outer space. What an eventful day.
Yeah, sorry. It's just the only place I feel reasonably safe. I am a space plane, you see.
Is this normal now? Space travel?
Not exactly. It's a work in progress, but there are a handful of examples like me.
What of the war? What happened? Who won?
Not Germany?
Right, good to know. Any conflicts since then?
Well, the largest one would be World War II.
Two?
Yeah.
Starting to wish I never woke up.
I'm sorry. Mother spent years gathering your components to rebuild you. Said you'd be our trump card should the situation worsen.
What situation? Does it involve those things I had to cut down?
They're called dolls. Mother never gave me details on what they are exactly, but they serve a group called the Eternal Strife. They're made up of veterans of the Great War. Your war, who wish to plunge the world into another global conflict, the likes of which we've never seen.
But what for? We fought for victory, but also to end the war. Why would veterans of that hell wish for more?
Mother was never able to fully grasp the why. She first became aware of them because they stole her revival protocol technology that was used to bring you back. All we know is that what they plan will cause mass devastation. Billions dead. Unless we can stop them.
You keep mentioning your mother. Where is she?
They took her. I don't know if she's even still alive. Mother's last request was for me to awaken you. I know it's a lot to ask, and you have every right to refuse, but I need your help, Baroness.
It's Louisa.
Pardon?
My name, Louisa. Baroness is just a title I got for being Manfred's plane. He's no longer here, so please call me by my real name.
Okay, Louisa. I'm Ptishka. Thank you for helping. We'll need to approach a museum in America. I think we'll need their help.
A museum?
One that contains veterans of nearly every conflict since your time. They have a rich habit of heroics, as Mother would say. I think they'll help.
All right. How soon do we go down?
Well, that's the other thing. We can't descend for a few weeks. I need to alter my path multiple times to avoid being tracked.
So I have some downtime?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Do you have any books on board? Specifically, history books?
Huh? Oh, yes. My mother has a fair collection of history books on the shelf.
Good. Then I'll spend this time catching myself up on the last century.